All right, guys, I'm Tamara Bennett from Adoornments Decor, and we are here with Refabbed Brooke Riley.
Hey, guys.
I don't know if you guys know this, but she and I are actually almost neighbors. We only live about 20 minutes from each other, and we are in a mastermind together, and we're both crafters and painters, and she is helping me promote a challenge that we're doing for painting a door hanger, and I've got it hanging up back here behind us. So if you guys enjoy what we're doing here today and you want to learn to paint this one, we're going to be doing a fall door hanger challenge. And so that actually begins on Monday. Okay, but anyways, today we're going to be painting these cute little Christmas truck door hangers. Now, we sell these in our shop, so if you're not power tool, like, confident,
which is me,
you can order the wooden blanks to paint and we'll just ship them to you. But they come with the different options. So the first option,
I love that you do that. Yes.
is the etching. See how it's got the pattern already carved in it for people like Brooke who want paint by number?
I actually don't get the etching, but I think it's amazing that she offers that, because so many people don't feel confident to do it just from a blank, just like this, you know.
Yeah.
They feel overwhelmed with that. So
yeah, if you choose no etching, this is what yours will look like. It'll be a blank canvas and you can just run crazy with it and do whatever you want. So yeah, when you're starting out as a painter, a lot of times you need those lines to be able to, figure out where to put the paint. But then as you get more confident, you want to change it up a little bit. So that's why we offer both, for the experienced and the newbie.
And I know, like you're saying, I'm glad you're explaining it, because I've done some live door hanger painting on my page, and then people come back, I don't know what etch or no etch is, and I forgot to tell them, and I'm like, so yes, this just means that it's easy for you to fill in the lines. It's gonna look perfect because it literally is paint by number. But if you're more experienced, like she said, that other way, because I'm always adding like random stuff. Not that it ever looks as pretty as Tamara's, but I'm always like adding to it, so I do it without it. But yes, that's an awesome option. So
confident enough to DIY and you don't mind using power tools, which I used to be scared of power tools, to be honest, but I started learning how to use the jigsaw years ago, and it was a game changer for me as a crafter. And so we offer printable templates just like this one that we use on the Fall Door Hanger Challenge. And you can print it out like a PDF. You can tape it together. You trace it on your wood using graphite paper. You lay the graphite paper underneath, and in the challenge we actually walk you through it through video, how to tape it together, how to use it on the wood and everything. But it takes the hand drawing part out of it. You don't have to freehand the pumpkins and make sure they're nice and round. You don't have to freehand the lettering or any of that. And so we have printable templates for every single door hanger that we offer, even this little truck. So if you're watching right now and you want to...
You know you're going to want it.
You're going to want it. Once we get done with this, you're going to be like, oh, I got to have one of those.
And that truck and tree, you know you need a truck and tree. Okay.
So if you want to order the blank, or if you want to use the printable template's only $5, and Brooke has an affiliate link for it. And so we're going to put the link in there for you guys. So just go there, grab the PDF. It's going to have a supply list with the paint colors and everything that we're using here today. So you don't have to figure anything out.
Awesome. I do.
Okay, I have a ton of paint, so I just narrowed it down to what we would probably need. I'm doing a red truck. Are you doing a red truck? Or do you want a different color?
No.
Because I have teal over there if you want.
Gosh, Tamara, stop. I'll just do red.
Okay.
Just to be, because that red truck, it's just classic. So I'll go ahead and do red this time. If I painted another one, I would do aqua.
And for those of you who are wondering, we are using all Decor Americana matte paints. They are an acrylic paint. You can get them at like Hobby Lobby, Michael's online. And I'm putting all of our paint in egg cartons. I love using egg cartons because it keeps the paint separated. And they don't dry.
You're the first person I've ever known to do that.
Well, I did not.
And I think that's awesome.
This actually came from one of my followers.
Oh,
she told me, she said, have you ever tried egg cartons? Tried it once and I never went back. No more paper plates ever.
Thank you, follower of Tamara's, who taught her such a nifty trick.
Okay, so we're going to be using a large flat tip brush.
That's the one I need to use?
Sure. Yeah. And don't be afraid to paint on top of your etched lines. See, there's the word Merry Christmas right there. I can paint right over the top of that. And I can still see the outline of the lettering so that I can go back later and paint the words and not have to worry about freehanding it. And you don't have to base coat these. I get asked a lot if you have to prime it first or anything. No, you really don't.
And what's good about these too is that they're like this specific one is laser cut, so the sides are black, so they automatically look more finished, which I like that too.
Yeah, everybody always asks if I paint the back or if I paint the sides. Nope. Why go to all that extra trouble when nobody's going to appreciate the back?
No. No way.
They just want to see the front.
That's right.
Now, sometimes if you're hanging it like on a clear like storm door or something where people are going to see it from behind, you might want to paint the back. And the great thing about these laser etched ones is if you are a messy painter like I am and you end up getting it over the lines, it doesn't matter. See, because I can still see those lines and I can go back later.
Table.
Oh, I actually cleaned this table right before you got here, so you should feel really special.
I do. I am so special.
I was like, we can't have
I'm probably about to mess it up.
No, look, it don't matter. Like, you can get it on there and then later I can go back with some spray and wipe it up, but I will wipe it up now because I don't want to get red paint on everything.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But it really doesn't matter. This tabletop is made out of melamine, which you can get at Lowe's. And I literally took a razor blade scraper and scraped at some of the super like hard, because I the clear sealer that I use by Decor, sometimes if I get it on the table, it doesn't wash up with just soap and water, and so I actually have to scrape it off, but it doesn't even scratch the top.
Wow, dang, that's awesome. That's what I need, because listen, I'm rough.
Every crafter needs this kind of tabletop in the craft room.
I'm a little bit slower painter than Tamara.
Oh, I am kind of trying to move. She's like, boom, 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 and
I'm like, ah! Sorry, y'all.
Watch her. This Decor paint covers really well. If you're using other brands or maybe a different color, the color we're using is called primary red. You may have a little bit of trouble getting the paint to cover very well, but usually 1-2 coats max, and I've got it covered. So
this is covering real good.
And red is tricky. Sometimes the reds don't cover good.
That's so true. Yeah, red is tricky. And finding the right color red can be tricky. So this is a really good red. It's not orangey. I'm getting this all over her. I'm so sorry, Tamara. I'm coming in here and just making a mess.
It's all right. If you're enjoying it, it doesn't matter if you're making a mess.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a messy cook too. Like when I salt things, salt goes everywhere, not just on the food that I'm doing.
Yes.
Because I like to feel like I'm like barefoot Contessa in the kitchen or something, slinging spices around, and
you're a real cook if you're making a mess. Never trust a real skinny cook, and never trust a cook
that's too neat.
That is too neat. Listen, I'm neither one of those. So, Hannah tells me I can cook. I'm like, Hannah, you're trying to brown nose. She swears I can, but I don't know about all that.
You can pack some road trip snacks like no other. I know that.
I'm a snacker, y'all. Y'all know that. If you follow me, you know I'm constantly, like, sometimes I have to limit myself because on Instagram stories, everything's a snack. I'm like, okay, that's enough of my food posts for now. Like, they don't need to know every detail of what I eat every day. They'll unfollow me. I'm a snacker for sure. Gas station snacks are my weakness, no doubt.
If you have any trouble getting your paint to like spread, maybe your paint could be too thick, or you could be moving too slow. So one of the things that I like to do is get a base coat on there really quick, and then sometimes I'll dip my brush in just a little bit of water, and I will do really long broad strokes like this, and that helps smooth out any of those like rough, patchy spots that seem like they can cover good.
Do I have? Oh, this is my thing, though.
Yeah, you get the ugly chicken mug, and
you get Bob Ross.
I was gonna give you Bob Ross, but you sat in a different seat, so yeah, I've got a Bob Ross mug here for my water. So don't drink it; it's not coffee.
Okay. Thank you for that warning.
Want to do the tree next, maybe?
Sure.
All right. So the color we're using for the tree is Hauser Medium Green. This is my favorite color of green from Decor.
I don't know if I've ever used this color.
I love it.
Medium Green. Awesome.
They actually have 3 greens that are called Hauser. Hauser Light Green, Hauser Medium Green, and Hauser Dark Green, and all 3 of them are great.
Wow.
So if you need 3 shades of green. Hauser, Hauser. And I'm going to switch to using this medium flat tip brush. That way I'm not covering as large of an area, so I'm switching to a smaller size brush. I really like these flat tip brushes because they're kind of versatile. Like you can use them flat like this to cover a large area, or you can kind of turn them up on their side to do like an outline. So I'm going to go along the edge of my truck bed, and that helps me stay inside the lines.
Y'all get real serious when I'm painting. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You must be concentrating. You got quiet.
I get quiet when I'm painting.
I'm used to talking and painting at the same time. So.
I'm like thinking.
I do get quiet sometimes if I am like shading or if I'm doing lettering because I'm like, oh, I gotta really concentrate.
I'm trying to impress Tamara.
Well, I'm easy to impress.
I gotta be very I gotta really concentrate so she's impressed.
My team who helps me, my VAs and stuff, they were like, should we make this like it's a competition between you and Brooke? And I said something to Brooke and she goes, no, absolutely not.
No.
She's like, I'm competitive, but not when I'm competing against you for painting.
No.
But we're going to try to keep this one as simple as possible. Like, if you're a beginner, what we're teaching here today, anybody can do. Okay. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you could play with this design by adding in some more depth and like design to the tree or some shading to the different parts of the truck. But I'm not going to teach all of that today because I don't want to overwhelm you guys if you're beginners. If you are a crafter and you don't have baby wipes in your craft room, you're missing out. Because if Brooke had accidentally dropped that right here on her red, she would have panicked, and we could have whipped out a baby wipe and cleaned it up in a jiffy. So keep baby wipes handy.
Absolutely.
Those are for you.
Thank you. Tamara don't need them, only me.
No, I do need them occasionally.
Okay, I'm ready to move on to whatever.
You're just enjoying
I just always just do this, so you just move on.
I think I do need a second coat in a couple of places. I see where the light's hitting mine kind of funny, and I couldn't see that it didn't have good coverage in a couple of places. Which, once we add all of the finishing details on here, like little places where, there's a flaw are not going to be nearly as noticeable.
Thank you, Lisa.
This part's dry. I think she's okay, but yeah, we will have to watch her pretty top. Yes. Is that a refabbed boutique top?
Yes, ma'am.
I think this might be a refab boutique from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know positively because
you can't get this one anymore. It's a refab boutique original.
It's a classic. This one's not even. I don't think this one is available anymore either. Actually.
Are you gonna paint your rims a different color? Because I painted mine red.
Oh, you painted them red.
You can paint them a darker red, and we could give them like a different look.
What color are we painting this? Black.
Yep.
And this white? I can paint it red. Let me do it. Well, I've got that, but I've got this. Let me see. I'll just
go ahead and get this out.
Yeah. I think I'm going to use the same one that I used my green.
So one technique she could do if she wanted to is like make those rims above her tires like a different shade of red so that they looked dimensional.
I could add black and make it darker. Let me just do that so that they can see a different.
Just do like one drop though, because when you're adding black to a color, it can quickly take over.
Yes.
If you want, mix it with the bottom of a paintbrush and it won't make as big of a mess. That's why I love these egg cartons, is because you can like mix right inside that little, have you ever tried mixing paint on a paper plate and it just spreads and takes over the entire plate and then it's frustrating.
Yeah, I make a huge mess all the time. Add a little more red because, it's so weird not being able to see our faces.
I know it is. I look over there every now and then. I can see us over there on Hannah's computer. Of course, I can pull it up here on my phone too. I was trying to pull it up to see if we were still freezing on the phone. This is just from my page.
Okay, so I made a darker red. I'm going to see what it looks like. It looks kind of purple because I may have put too much. Yeah, it is purple. We got purple rims over here,
you can add more red. Just add more red and go on top of it. When in doubt, just add more paint.
Oh, yeah. This is okay.
That's the good thing about paints. If you mess up, you just paint right over it.
Yeah.
So we'll just have two versions of the truck. The one with, like, all
normal color and then the one that's purple.
That's not purple.
I will add another coat on top, like maybe in a little bit with some more red. I wasn't even thinking about, I didn't even notice that you painted this. I guess I was just thinking it was going to be, I don't know what I was thinking really. Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. I'm reading comments. There's our friend Carrie Gustafson watching.
Oh, hey, Carrie.
Rita says 2 of my favorite people.
Oh, thank you, Rita.
Have we missed any questions, Hannah, that we need to address?
Not that I see.
Awesome. So if you're just now tuning in and you want to grab the printable template And this is a different printable template, but it prints out like this on a door hanger set scale. This is the one for our fall challenge. You can grab the printable template for $5, or you can get the wood blank with the etching so that you can paint inside the lines. All you got to do is click the link.
I'll paint this one, then we'll be ready to move on. I'm just going to make this a little bit rough.
We just got to wait on Brooke.
Yeah. And I'm a different type of painter, which is like I do take a lot of time when I paint, but I also mix colors constantly. Like if I was doing this tree at home, which I could do it here, but I'm going to try to just stick to the basics, I would have mixed a lot of white with it. And I would mine just never looks like one color, even before the end. So I'm trying to make it a little more. I did not mean to do this.
You can do it however you want. I actually really like that color of red.
It is pretty. It's going to turn out good. Happy mistake, says Bob Ross. Isn't that what it says?
Yep.
Happy mistake.
We don't make
Bob
mistakes.
Ross.
We have happy accidents.
Happy accidents.
On
Yes.
my coffee mug.
Yes.
Yeah. That actually looks like the tomato red color from Decor. So, good choice. But you can paint your tree however you wanted if you want to add a little shading.
I know. I love this
whatever
color.
in there.
This is a good color, though, so it is really pretty.
I have a tendency to just try to teach it as simple as possible for
That's good, though,
beginners.
because, you know.
And in the Painters Clubhouse, I have a membership group, by the way, where we teach door hanger painting every month. And it actually opens up August 25th. So if you fall in love with door hanger painting and you want to join, you can join on August 25th or through the fall challenge. But what I was going to say is inside the Painters Clubhouse, I tend to go a little bit more in depth with different techniques, not just the basics. We try to stick to the basics here on my page, and then inside the membership group, we teach all kinds of techniques that you could incorporate on any door hanger.
Awesome.
Mandy says, I'm a slow painter too, Brooke.
Thank you, Mandy.
Turtle painters. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to paint my windows next. So I just rinsed out that
Same one.
middle size or smaller size flat tip brush, and I'm using this color called Gray Sky.
Okay.
And we're just going to paint the inside of our truck window this color, and then the inside of our truck rims.
Oh, okay. Gray Sky.
Pam says, Brooke, you can always turn your truck over and paint your truck aqua and have a two-sided door hanger to flip on the color of your feeling.
Absolutely, Pam.
Smart.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. That is excellent idea there, Pam. I may have one more kind of just more traditional and one kind of funky, because I love me some funky. So that's a good idea. When I'm feeling funky, I'll switch it over. When I'm feeling a little more mellow, I'll keep it on this side.
You're like me, you like color.
I like color.
I
Yes,
love
I
bright
do.
colors. We were laughing earlier because
That's why I love this.
I couldn't
That's
see
so
the
cute.
comments on the video or something earlier, and I asked somebody to hand me my glasses, and I put them on, and she goes, we almost have the same glasses.
Aren't we cute twins?
Yours look like they might be a little bit more red. Mine are kind of like a pink, and then they fade into a purple. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a little more red. They're like a purple red.
If you can't paint a very good circle, just
That's me.
do what you can, and
Like
then
I'm making the biggest mess on this.
the black paint on your tire is going to cover wherever you got over the lines. So feel free to get messy with it. So I'm going to see if I can show you guys this up a little bit closer. So the etched blank had the words on it. Can you guys see how when I painted the red over it, you can still very much see the words through the paint? I don't know if that's showing up on the video, if you can see it, but it makes it really easy to go back in and paint the wording on later.
I almost think I have a harder time right now because I'm getting out of the lines, but if you couldn't see that line, I wouldn't know I'm out of the line.
Well, and the thing is, too, when we go back at the end and we add all of the outlines and
You're
stuff,
not going to be able to tell.
we're going to cover all that up.
Okay.
So think of it like you're coloring on a coloring book, but you're going to add the black lines of the coloring page
That makes sense.
afterwards. So it covers up, and then it makes it to where you did paint inside the lines.
That makes sense. So see if you had that same worry that I had. She just told us right there, not to worry.
Totally okay.
There we go.
All right, so next we're going to get our black and paint our tires, and then we will have all of the areas base coated. Whoops, I just got outside the lines. Oh well.
Okay, Brooke.
A little too fancy free with my paintbrush here. And I'm still using that smaller size flat tip brush. It's about a 1/2 inch wide. I hear a chicken or a rooster out in my garage, and it's cackling so loud.
Every time I see something chicken related on Facebook, I tag you in it. I just know you like
Chickens have become a part of my brand. Like, people tag me in chicken posts all the time. Yep. And if you're watching my page, if you're watching from my page and wondering where Charlie is,
I did. I said when we drove in, I said, I wonder if Charlie will be here.
I sent her and Brett to Nana's house because I knew with you here, she would want nothing more to entertain you.
Oh, yeah.
And she wouldn't be able to let us just paint. And so she had to go
like
to Nana's house.
Me, but she's so sweet.
Yeah.
Every time I've stopped by, she's been so outgoing. She's the sweetest.
She gets to start kindergarten in a couple weeks, so I'm really hoping that that'll give her the social time that
she needs.
She needs.
She's just a social creature.
They called and scheduled her meet the teacher date today,
so she's excited, isn't she? They just need that. They need that time.
Yours have already started back to school.
They did. They started last week, and they are just thrilled to death. It makes a world of difference for them to be with their friends and teachers.
They need that social time.
For sure.
Charlie,
and I need it.
Charlie, when we were going through the bank drive-thru, you know how they always give the kids a sucker? Well, she wanted me to roll her window down so she could lean outside the window and go, "Hi, how are you? Can I have a sucker? Can I have an orange sucker?" And she was socializing with the bank workers.
She just needs that social.
Then we went through the drive-thru at the Popeyes restaurant, and she's rolling her window down again to talk to the drive-thru ladies. I'm like, this poor girl is so tired of talking to only her mama.
Yes, bless her heart. I remember that was the hardest part for Eden and Blaze, but Eden really struggled with it, was just not being able to hug and talk to people, and that was just, it's been super hard. It's hard on our kids. Harder than we really probably realize.
What are you going to do with your truck door hanger?
I don't know. I'll probably give it to somebody.
So we could probably do a giveaway.
Yeah, that's probably what I would like to do, is to give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Does any of y'all want my truck door hanger? Or do you want to wait till you see it?
They're going to say, do we get to pick Tamara's or Brooke's?
Oh, gosh.
Robin said, I got courageous and cut my first door hanger with a jigsaw the other day, and no one got hurt. Thanks for the inspiration. Robin, doesn't that feel so good? Like, there's something so empowering about using a power tool to cut something out. And for me, the feeling was like, this was an ugly flat sheet of plywood from Lowe's, and I turned it into something gorgeous for my front door. There was something so like uplifting about that and empowering.
That's what's so fun about crafting and painting in general, is taking something that's either nothing or less than desirable and making it into something beautiful for your home. That's what I love the most about doing this kind of stuff, is just, and on a budget, you know.
Because you can actually get an 8-foot by 4-foot sheet of Revolution plywood, 1/4 inch thick, from Lowe's for like $15 or a little less.
Wow.
And so you can actually get a lot of door hangers out of that one sheet of plywood. You would have enough to change out the door hanger on your door every single month, probably.
And I would probably do that. Because I would have way too much fun changing those bad boys out. And you can hang door hangers in your house, too. So I want to say this, because some people are like, well, I just don't need that many door hangers. And even before, when I was telling people about Tamara's group, I don't need to know how to paint that many door hangers. I'm not going to hang them on my door. Well, that doesn't matter. You don't have to change the one out on your door. That means they're really cute on gallery walls and all kinds of stuff. So you got to think a little bit outside the box of where all you can use them in your home, not just on that one door. So
that's a great point. We have a lot of wreath makers who will make one and maybe even make it just a little smaller and attach it to a wreath.
Yes, they're perfect for that.
Or I've had people take these and use them in their home decor. So like you could incorporate this into your mantle or anything like that, especially if you can change up the size. A friend of ours, I don't know if she's watching, but Stacy Collins from Wilshire Collections, she painted some cute little lemon cutouts that she got from me that were only like 8 inches tall, and she incorporated them into a 3-tier tray.
Oh yeah, I saw those, and I didn't even realize she got them from you. That's awesome.
So even though we're painting door hangers all the time on my page, these painting skills could apply to so many
you gotta
projects.
think outside of the box for sure.
Yep. Okay. So next, if you want, you can spruce up your tree by adding like.
I probably am gonna spruce up my tree just because I like a little bit more variant. So I'm gonna add just a little bit. Typically, I would do this when the paint is still wet, because then it blends better and all that kind of stuff. But I'll just kind of add some highlights since it's already dry. This paint dries fast.
It does. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dip my brush in a little bit of black and darken my green. So if you're limited by how many paint colors you've got, adding a touch of black or a touch of white to a color can make it a completely different color. So I'm adding just a tiny bit of black to my green. And I'm actually using this flat tip brush, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm adding some white to my green.
We're going to do different things.
So she's adding black to her green, and I'm adding white to my green because I want mine to be a little bit lighter. And she's adding like that. That's so cute.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just feeling it.
I never know what I'm going to do either.
That's part of the fun of painting, though, is you're just like creating and kind of going with whatever feels right.
So as you can see, hers has got all that fun dark, and then mine's got this light. And I don't know what I'm doing either. Like,
I'm just kind of bouncing and wiggling my brush. And this is a flat tip brush, but you could also do this with a round tip brush. I may switch to a round tip now and see. I may add a little bit of light to mine.
The one that I mixed this with, the back, I'm just using this because it was laying over here. And I'm just kind of doing brush strokes.
Oops, the top of that paint bottle broke.
Can you repeat the kind of plywood you said?
Oh, yes. So I always got mine at Lowe's, and it's 1/4 inch Revolution plywood. The Revolution is just the brand name, but essentially it's a type of plywood underlayment, and so it's really smooth. It's got a really smooth surface. That's what this one was made out of, the one that we're going to do for the fall door hanger challenge. It's made out of Revolution plywood. So see how it's got a little bit of a wood grain sort of look to it, but it's nice and thin and really lightweight and easy to cut. I saw someone ask too what kind of jigsaw I use. I just have a Skill brand jigsaw, and the type of jigsaw you have doesn't really matter as much as the type of blade. So if you're having trouble getting a smooth cut, I recommend getting a scrolling blade, one that has at least 20 TPI or tips per inch. And all those tiny little teeth on that scrolling blade will allow you to make really tight cuts that are nice and smooth. But inevitably, you are going to have to sand it when you're done, because it will always need a little bit of sanding. So,
and I'm adding a little bit, just in case you wonder what I was doing, I added a little bit of water to my paint just to have it blend just a little bit more, so it wasn't such a stark difference, since this paint is not actually wet. I wouldn't need to do that if the paint was still wet earlier, but since it had already dried and I'm going back and kind of adding this, then I'm added a little bit of water. Don't add too much water, you're just going to get a mess. Been there, done that too. Just barely dip it.
someone suggested that we add white to the tree like snow. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Barbara.
That'd be really pretty.
I'll do that. So I'm just getting a little bit of white paint on my round tip brush, and I'm just going to dab it on the tips of the tree like it has fallen and just landed.
Yes, I love that.
On the top.
And see, already you can see how different these two door hangers are. Like, we just have different styles of painting, and that's okay. Like, you can have one, door hanger template and change it up so many different ways. That's what's fun. Christy's on here. Hey, Christy Hawkins with Social Easels on here.
Yeah, hey, Christy. I may actually put a little bit like on the top of my truck too, like there's snow that's falling on the hood of the truck. This is where you get to be totally creative, and even though the lines are already on here for you, you can change up how you choose to paint it.
Yes, that's so cute.
It would be fun if you had like some of that snow text stuff. I think I've got some of that around here somewhere, but we're not gonna drag it out today. And you could make it textured.
I like that. I really like that.
Okay, well, it's one of those things where I gotta find a place to stop.
That's my problem. I never know when to quit.
Yeah.
I like to keep adding, so.
Okay, I I may add a little bit of dimension to my window too. I'm going to get just a little bit of this gray and dip it in white. Like I've got gray and white on my brush at the same time.
I like that.
And I'm going to water it down and kind of make that window look like it's got
I like that.
some.
What are we going back? Before I keep going, what are we going back and doing right here? Because I've made a mess. Do I need to add some red, or
No,
we gonna do something?
we can do with the black outlines. We
Okay.
can cover that up. No worries. So I used to teach paint parties. I think Brooke did too in our hometowns. And one of the things that I always noticed was at like the 2/3 of the way through, people would start to get a little squirrely, and they'd be like, "This is not turning out good. I've got a spot
It goes
there
through
that
an
I'm-"
ugly stage.
Yeah, it goes through a stage where you're like, "Oh my goodness, I've got a flaw there, and I got a flaw there, and I don't like the way this or that looks." But I kept telling them to like, "Don't give up now. Like, keep going," because they would be about to throw it in the trash sometimes. But anyway, so I would tell them to just stick it out, and I'm like, once you get to the end, you get all of those outlines and highlights on there, and your lettering done, and especially once you add the bow.
Yeah, that bow.
All those
I love a good bow now.
All the flaws kind of just hide.
That's so true.
Yep.
And I shared a blog post today, and I'm telling you, me and Hannah, when I was doing it, she was taking pictures. We're like, this is terrible. Like, this might be a total fail. But we kept working through it, and if you look at the blog post, you'll know what I'm talking about. And so it's the same way with door paint. Like, I mean, I'm out of the lines. You're not gonna be able to tell at the end, and we're gonna make it pretty, but yeah, like she's exactly right. You just got to keep working through it. Do not give up when you hit that middle stage. That's like, yikes, it's gonna come together.
And like your inclination right now is to like get red and try to cover that up, and to like try to fix every little flaw. But if you just wait till the end, a lot of times those flaws go away. You don't notice.
Yeah, because I've got a funky, whatever this is, fender, whatever. I got some funky window coming out onto my truck. It's okay. It's going to come together. I'm trusting the process here.
So do you want to use a round tip brush to do outlining, or do you want to try a paint pen?
Girl, I don't know.
I've got both. You can do either one.
I've never used a paint pen, ever.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Oh, gosh.
Let's see. I got a whole bunch of them here. So these are on Amazon, and they come in a 3-pack. So let me first explain what you get when you buy them on Amazon. You get 6 pens, 3 white and 3 black, and there's a small, medium, and large of each one.
Okay.
Now, the big black ones, sometimes I will use to outline like I did on the outside of this shape here. See that nice thick black line?
Yeah.
That was done with this jumbo pen.
Okay.
And then like the outlining that I did on the letters here, and all of these little accents were done with the medium and the small tips.
Okay, awesome.
And so it allows you, like if you've got a shaky hand, or if you're not confident with a round tip brush, it allows you to do
That's
all
awesome.
those
Never
details.
used a paint pen. This
You
is
can
cool.
if you want to, or you don't have to.
Ooh,
I don't
what
like
do you
doing the
think?
lettering with a paint pen though. I like doing it with
the
a brush.
accents and like
Yeah.
the little. Okay, I'm used to using a brush, so let me use that, and then I might go, because I want to use this paint pen. Might go and add some extra stuff with the paint pen.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna start with my lettering, and then I may go back and add all of my details. Oh
Okay.
wait, I don't know if I want to do my lettering in black or white. I've done it both ways.
Here, I
before.
can do black and you can do white,
Okay.
or vice versa.
It looks
That way they
good
can see it
both
both ways.
Yeah.
Let me see what tips you give so I can follow along.
I've just got a round tip brush, size number 4. You just want to make sure you've got one that'll hold enough paint that you can, make a good stroke with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just literally painting right inside the line. So I'm not having to freehand my lettering right now. Just painting inside the lines.
So for those of you who do not feel confident in that, this is huge.
Yeah.
And like she said, like she teaches you how to paint and sell your own stuff. She's not necessarily trying to sell all her finished ones. She's teaching you to do it, and that's what she would rather do, I guarantee. So if you're not comfortable with this, like you can do these and sell them. Like that's what's awesome. You don't have to be able to hand letter.
We allow everyone to sell and to use our designs at their paint parties. So if
I thought you did. I had to think about that before I said that, but I thought you did because I thought, well, just say that.
Even if you're not the greatest painter, you can start doing paint parties. There are lots of people, like I had only painted like 3 or 4 door hangers before I started doing paint parties locally, because you pretty much just have to show up with the supplies and give a little bit of advice or tips whenever they're not sure what paintbrush to pick out.
Yep.
And so if you're using the printable template, of course, you could cut all of your blanks out. You wouldn't be out very much money at all, just the cost of your plywood and your paints and things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you use your graphite paper to transfer the entire design to the wood, and then everybody at the party just paints them. We actually had a lady last year, Brooke, in our fall door hanger challenge that we did in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
She learned to paint we did a fall leaf, and she sold 10.
I remember that leaf.
Yep, she sold 10 of those leaves to people after she had painted it. And
wow.
She actually lives in a teeny tiny town of only like 300 people.
Holy cow.
Yep, and she said that she started doing paint parties, and now she stays booked with like at least, I think she said 5 or 6 parties every single month in a tiny little town of 300.
See, there's no excuses. It just depends if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it.
Well, the thing about
don't let that hinder you. You know that you don't live in a huge town.
Well, the thing about little towns is there's nothing to do.
Heck no.
So you're providing entertainment in that town.
Absolutely. She was very smart to pursue that like that. And I hear people, and I know you do because I have a coaching group. I don't teach door hangers, so it's totally different. It's just business. But I hear them, well, I can't do that because of this or that. I don't live in a big enough. I don't do this. Mm-hmm. Listen, guys, you're being your own biggest stumbling block by not pursuing what you love to do. It does not matter where you're at.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
I used to think there's no way I could ever grow my Facebook following as big as I have it now. And it's because I had this limiting belief that there weren't enough people out there who were interested in door hanger painting or were interested in or even knew what a door hanger was. But what I'm quickly learning now is if they didn't know what a door hanger was to begin with, I'm teaching them.
That's exactly right.
And there's so many people who find me because of one little video that I did, and they're like, what is that you're painting? What are you going to do with it? And so it's like I'm educating and creating a new audience for myself every single day.
Yes. And it does amaze me how many people had not heard of a door hanger.
They think
really
that they're the little do not
me.
Disturb things that you hang on your hotel door.
Oh my gosh.
Which that's probably what a door hanger was originally, but we're
not
changing
anymore.
the name of it. Now when you look in the Webster dictionary, we're going to have a picture of it.
A picture of Tamara.
A picture of Tamara's door hangers. I hope so. We laughed and said that I'm evangelizing door hangers across the U.S.
Yes.
So, funny story, I told it on here the other day, but one of the girls that's on my team wanted to paint the door hanger you see hanging behind me that we're doing for the fall challenge. And she lives in Pennsylvania, and she said, we don't really say happy fall, y'all. She said, that would be weird for me to put y'all on my door hanger. She said, but I don't think happy fall yous guys would work out too well either.
No, I can't picture that.
So even if you don't use the word y'all, what you could do is just use the happy fall part and move it down and center it on your door hanger. Now, you might not want to use the etched blank if you do that. You want to use the template so that you can kind of modify it to fit what you want.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm just used to saying y'all, but like they say yuns, you guys, all kinds of stuff.
Yep. Maybe that's why door hangers are so popular in the South.
That's true.
Lots of them have y'all on them.
Mm-hmm. In our subscription box for the boutique, I was looking at something. Can't tell, it's a surprise. But so let me not say too much. But I was looking at something, it had different words on it, and it said y'all, and I'm like, well, I can't do that because they're all over the United States, and not all of them say y'all. So you really have to think about that too sometimes.
But does that really matter though? Because if they follow you,
they know
I say y'all all the time.
Yeah,
you may be rubbing off on them. They may start saying y'all all over the country.
They may be in New York City saying y'all.
Somebody from Ohio, y'all answer this question for me. Y'all answer this question for me. Somebody in Ohio told me the other day that they say y'all, and I consider that more of a northern state.
Yeah,
so
kind of.
Answer this question for us. What state are you in, and do you say y'all?
And if you don't, what do you say?
That's exactly
I don't know any other way to say it.
Yeah, it's so natural, and I didn't realize how often I say, hey guys.
Yeah.
Until I was watching some of my old Instagram stories back, and every single one started with, hey guys.
I say, hey, everybody. Hey, everybody, It's Brooke with Refab. My kids make fun of me all the time. Like, the other night, my kids were in the living room. I don't even know what they were doing. And Blaze was like, hey everybody, it's Brooke with Refab. I'm gonna make, and I was like, shut up.
You little twerp.
They like literally make fun of me so much.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Mm.
Well, my mom told me she was playing tennis earlier today with some of her tennis friends, and she was talking about me and how much she had been helping me ship. And the lady said, well, what is your business? What is your daughter's business? And what does she do? And she said, it's Southern Adoornments Decor, and she teaches door hanger painting. And this lady goes, I watch her all the time.
She didn't know it was
no
her?
clue. It was her tennis friend's daughter. She's like, she's so good at that.
Funny.
I thought, what a small world.
It's just a small, small world, that's for sure.
Elizabeth says, I'm a Yankee from Boston living in Louisiana, and I say y'all.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
They say it in Florida. And Robin says Kansas has a lot of people who say it. Carrie says Nevada. No.
Yeah. You mean you ain't saying that over in Las Vegas, Carrie?
That's so funny.
What do you say then if you don't say y'all? That's what I need to know, Carrie.
Carrie says, start a new trend for your area. Use y'all if you want to. Indiana says y'all. Tennessee says yuns. Or yuns.
Okay, who says that?
Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Chelsea Ray saying that.
Chelsea, are you sure?
Maybe they're transplants in Tennessee, like they're not from
Now,
Tennessee.
I know, okay, so in southern Illinois, I know some people that say Ewans. And I'm like, that ain't even that far from me.
It's so weird.
I'm like, what kind of word is that? But they probably think the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And we say fixin' to around here.
Oh, I say that all the
like,
time.
I'm fixing to go get a bite to eat.
Mhm.
Fixing to do this. My family in North Carolina, I got a lot of family on the coast of North Carolina. And I remember my cousins over there, they used to be like, what are you fixing to do? Like, what is that even? Fixing to do what? I'm like, I don't know.
It's like an easy way to say I'm getting ready to.
Getting ready. I mean, gosh, look how long it takes to say getting ready to.
Fixing just quicker.
We got things to do in Kentucky. We ain't got time to be saying getting ready to go to the store. We're fixing to.
Too many words.
Too many words for sure. I've got one little hair. See this? And it's wanting to get on the outside. What do you do for that? You just cut
Clip
it off?
with some scissors.
Okay. Because I'm like, that hair is
and just wipe your
grief.
scissors off on a paper towel or something so that you don't make a mess all over yourself.
Oh.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Did you drop it on your phone?
I didn't do anything. I promise.
That's why you gotta have baby wipes handy.
Oh, that can't be trusted.
Gotta have baby wipes for the fall door hanger challenge too. That buffalo plaid that we're gonna be painting on this door hanger behind us, you're gonna be using painter's tape and baby wipes. It's the easiest technique ever. I actually learned it from my friend, and you know her, Katie Tennis from
Yeah, I love
Jules.
Katie.
She's brilliant.
She was on here earlier. I don't know if she still is.
Courtney says we say y'all in North Carolina.
Not where my family is. Where do you live in North Carolina? They live on like the Outer Banks.
Somebody else said I had a friend who said y'all every breath, so I became very known for making them say you guys.
That's funny.
It's just a friendly word.
Yeah, it is.
Because we're including everybody. We aren't excluding anybody.
Ain't nobody excluded from that word. They also call their drinks sodies. Sodies! I did not know that. Barbara said that.
Oh, I thought you meant your friends from your family from North Carolina said that.
Somebody just told me my sleeve just landed in the black paint.
Well, you got a black sleeve.
It don't matter,
so
Joni. It's okay. Joni told me.
Ooh, I really like the way that black's looking on yours.
I like your white too. It really pops. I was just thinking that.
The problem with the white is you got to go over it more than once.
Well, I guess that's true.
I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's a little bit splotchy looking in places. So when it dries, you have to go back over it again a second time to really get it thick enough.
And that is one good thing about this black. It's covering really easy.
At least I'm painting faster than you. It gives me time
definitely
to do 2
faster
coats.
than me. No doubt.
Over here, it's just telling me who's watching. It never shows me any comments.
Well, that's annoying.
If you're not doing affiliate income, then you're really missing out.
Yes. That's very true. It just helps everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We help you And that's what I love about affiliate marketing in general, is because we're helping you. We're helping you get something that you're not having to go through all the trouble of finding yourself, going to look for it, all that. We provide it very easy. But then we just get like a small commission. Like for me, I'll just get like a small commission for referring it to you. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as referral link or something like that. And that's just because I'm providing that to you to make your life a lot easier. And then there's just a small percentage I get for doing that. So it helps everybody.
It's like a convenience thing.
Definitely. If I have to go look for it and like search forever, the kids are not going to do it
before you ever actually
I'll never
find
get
it.
finished. I'll never do that.
Yeah.
So I love when people share stuff, make my life easier. I'm on my S finally, y'all.
And I'm almost caught up with my second coat over here. The white's not as smooth because you have to do so many coats of it. The black to me goes on a little smoother. So let's have a vote. Do you like the black lettering or the white lettering? Looking at them, which one are you drawn to? I'm almost drawn to the black lettering, but I think it's because it's such a sharp contrast to the red, it pops.
And see, I was about to say that I think I'm drawn to the white lettering, but I would want to maybe highlight a little bit in white, but I don't know that I'm going to do that on here today. But
Joni said this is a real treat to watch you both. We've been meaning to do this for probably close to a year now.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a long time.
And the distance thing's not an issue because, like I said, she only lives 20 minutes away from me, but we're just so busy. We're both of us are mamas and business owners, and it's just hard to kind of work into the schedule and make it a priority.
That's true.
All right.
Like, the truth is, so there's some people are saying white. The truth is, she is definitely faster, because I saw somebody saying, wait to see if Tamara passes Brooke. She's going to pass me. She does this every day. Like, she is so good at this. This is her forte, y'all.
So black or white?
Black or white,
we're not
y'all.
done yet, by the way. We still got to add some details.
Yeah, it's not done. It's not done.
Somebody said white because they like the way it goes with the snow.
Yeah, I'm drawn to I did black. I wanted us to see it two different, but I'm drawn to the white. But I still think this black looks really good and kind of sharp. So I like both of them.
So these paint pens are super easy.
Can I use this one, or is it going to be too big?
That one's probably going to be too big. Let me hand you this one a second. I just kind of wanted to show you that it's pretty much like writing with a Sharpie. You pretty much can just go around.
So this is paint in a pen form.
Paint in a pen form. So if you have a shaky hand or something like that, you can
I'm going to flip
just
this
go around
over
and do it like that.
Because
I'm going to do the rest of mine in a paintbrush just because.
Okay.
But
I might need that thick one because, see,
if you don't have the paint pens, I mean, you can use a Sharpie. A Sharpie will dry up a lot faster.
Okay, this is my first time ever using a paint pen, y'all.
And to me, the paint pen versus writing it with a round tip brush are two totally different looks. The paint pen is going to give you more crisp, uniform lines. And then the paintbrush is going to look a little bit more, I guess, artistic.
Yeah, kind of like a whimsier look.
And so,
not as perfect.
Because I tend to let my paintbrush kind of trail off and stop and start.
I do. I'm having to kind of thicken mine up because of my mistakes.
The thicker the black lines, the more mistakes Brooke has.
Yeah. I got a few thick lines. It's okay, though. It's going to look really cute.
I'm kind of going around the outside edge of my door hanger with the black paint. And the reason is because, whoops, I guess I just created a headlight and unintentionally.
What'd you do? It looks like a headlight, though.
I started to go down straight, and then I was like, whoops. So we added a headlight.
I'm going to have one very wide window sill. That's okay. It's okay.
But I like to add a little bit of black to all of these because it just makes all the colors pop even more. So.
Yes. Those highlights, I say this all the time. Anytime I'm painting a door hanger or anything, those highlights that she's doing now, like that is what adds to, like that's what brings it all together at the end, I think. They're like key.
So now I'm just taking white on a round tip brush and just adding some little quick accents. I'm going to paint my headlight that I created white too.
Perfect. Not mine, her headlight.
Yeah, if you want to change this up, you could add headlights, you could add bumpers, you could even add a cute little wooden bed rail in front of your truck. Like, there's so many ways, and you could put ornaments on your tree.
Yep.
You could put a dog in the passenger seat if you're really artistic.
I ain't going to be doing that, but that'd be cute. If you're really artistic, do that, because that would be really cute.
I decided a long time ago I wasn't painting people's pets no more.
I could never do that. I know that for a fact.
Paige says, I like both, and I think the white goes good with the white, but I would paint a little snow on top of the truck fender at the top of it around the wheel just to put everything together. That's a great idea. So you're saying do a little bit of snow.
I thought that earlier.
On my fender wheel.
I think that's a great idea, Paige.
I would add it after your black outlines, though.
Yeah.
So it's probably good that I didn't do it before now.
That's true.
So maybe just put a little bit like this. Like it, whoops, my black paint was not dry, so now I'm creating gray snow.
Don't eat the gray snow.
It's got salt and cinders in it. So I'm just kind of keep getting some more white and dabbing it on there. Ooh, I really like that. It adds a little bit of texture too. Thank you for the idea, Paige. When you've been doing as long as I have, you tend to do the same thing every time because you get so stuck in a rut of painting things, especially at paint parties. And so it's fun to kind of like get outside the box and paint it differently sometimes. If you have trouble with your paint drying, you can use a hair dryer too to speed up the drying time, which we've been painting slower than I normally paint today, so I haven't used.
Because of me.
It's okay, I'm not saying so I haven't used it today.
So I went ahead and I don't have, let's see, I could do some snow here, but maybe I should. Let me just do a little bit of snow.
You do you. Whatever you're
I'm going to
feeling.
do me. Well, I feel like it needs something right there, which I could outline it in black, and that's totally fine. But I think I'm going to do a little bit of snow here.
I like how you outlined your window. Even though you were covering up mistakes, I like
it's thicker.
I like how it's thicker. It looks like it was intentional. Smart. Barbara says, I'm going to teach your technique for buffalo plaid at my next paint party. Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome, Barbara.
So if you guys want to know how to paint the buffalo plaid that she's talking about, that's what we used on this one that's hanging up behind me. We used painter's tape and black paint and baby wipes. And so we break it down into 3 videos. The first video, we teach you how to do the buffalo plaid. Second video, we teach you the pumpkins. And then the third video, we show you how to add all the highlights, the outlines, and the lettering. And then the 4th video is the bow. So we actually walk you through the entire process from printing your template out to cutting it on your wood to painting it and then how to hang it and everything. So
I added a little bit of snow and then I did a few swishes. Let me go ahead and do my little accents down there on my wheels.
I used to love because at the paint parties you would see so many people trying different things on theirs, and it always inspired me and gave me more ideas to see more. Debbie Schwilling says, love you both painting to see everyone sees the project differently, yet both are equally great. Aw, she said ours are equally great. We're not competing with one another. We said that from the beginning.
No.
But we do like to tease each other. Kristen says she is ready for Christmas. I think everybody's ready for Christmas. Everybody's ready for 2020 to be over.
Yeah, that's one step closer to 2020 being over.
Wouldn't it be nice if when the ball drops at New Year's, like
COVID's over?
Yeah, you reset the clock and everything is fine and all this stuff has gone away.
Yes. Going ahead and add a little bit of snow because I feel like there's a disconnect because I had it up there but not over here. No right or wrong way to do snow, y'all, because I don't know how to make snow.
So. Oh, and now I realize I need some on my front, like on my hood, because if it's on the roof and on the back, why didn't it rain on the...
That's true. It only snowed there.
Snow on the hood.
And I always, because I'm just an extra, I'm just a little extra. I'm going to go add just a little bit of extra highlights other places because I just always do that around my truck and stuff. I did that with white and I'm going to do the others with black.
I'm going to have to go back and add more snow later after my black paint has dried.
Oh, yeah.
So
because then it'll just, and that's what naturally we want to keep adding, but then it just makes it that much worse. So I'm just adding a few black highlights.
Somebody asked what kind of tape do I use. I think she's talking about the painter's tape for the buffalo plaid. I used the Frog Tape brand.
I like that
and
brand.
I think the width was 1.41. So it's like almost 1.5 inch wide. LaJana says teasing is having fun. I don't like to be serious all the time.
Heck no. Neither do me and Tamara.
I can't be serious all the time. If I'm not making fun of somebody else, like, sitting in here with me, I'm making fun of myself constantly.
And if we didn't like each other, we wouldn't tease each other.
True.
Like, that's one thing. Like, I've had to talk to my kids about that too. Like, if somebody's teasing you and stuff, that's usually because they like you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So somebody told me to add a little snow to my words. I need to do something, but I don't want to mess it up right now by messing with it too much. I do agree that it needs a little something because the black is like a little bit stark. I might go do something just super fast. I might add just a little bit of white. I don't want to add snow because I think I'll get carried away and mess it up.
It's easy to make it too busy.
Yes. So I might just add just a little bit of white highlights on a few of my letters, like just nothing major, but
on the one back here, I actually had to go around each letter with the black paint pen, and the reason is because the white letters were beginning to disappear inside the buffalo plaid. So that's kind of like I didn't realize it until I started painting over them, and I was like, well, the white words aren't going to show up because they're on top of white. But outlining them with the black made them kind of stand out. So if you ever have that problem, just add either a drop shadow to your lettering or outline them. Makes it a lot easier.
So these few little, and I don't know the right places to put it, so,
That's
whatever, but just adding a little bit helps it stand out a little more. But don't get too carried away because it's a tendency for some of us to want to keep adding, and then it can just be too much, so.
One thing that I've done in the past that I didn't do today was I have taken and added a darker shade of red and done polka dots in a darker shade of red.
That would have been really cute.
So there's just so many ways you could change this up.
Yes, for sure. These are really cute.
Yep.
Let's show both of them.
Show and tell time with my gray snow on my truck. But
here, hold on, let me move.
Hannah's gonna snap a picture of us too.
Real small pretty for Hannah.
Well, I'm so glad you came and painted with me today.
Fun. So we'll definitely do this more often. Tell me if y'all want to see this more often. Because if y'all hate it, maybe we don't need to do it more often.
Maybe next time I'll come to Brooke's house.
Or maybe we just won't do it live. We'll just paint together for fun. But I think y'all probably like it. So let us know if you did, if you enjoyed it and stuff for sure.
I came to your event in Christmas in July last year.
Yes.
What did we paint? Was it snowmen?
Snowmen.
Yes.
Yeah. They were super cute. Let me turn mine around so that because I got it
upside
facing
down.
me. Yeah.
Thank you guys for participating and sharing the love. All right. Thanks, guys. And don't forget to sprinkle the love. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.